Hey guys, welcome to my channel if you are new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make jellyfish. Specifically, this purple jelly is so cute. We have a total of 4 tentacles on it, but you can do as many or as least amount of tentacles as you want to. So to make this jellyfish, you need a color of your choosing. I use this purple yarn by Red Heart. You need a stitch marker. I use a scrap piece of yarn because that's what I'm more comfortable with and familiar with using. You need some scissors. Any scissors of your choice. I have a lot of scissors. You need 2 different hooks. A 3.5mm hook, which we'll use for the tentacles, and a 4mm hook, which we'll use for the body. But you can also change out your hook size and your yarn size to your liking. And the last thing we'll need, no, not the last thing, second to last thing we need is a needle. I use 2 different needles. Why? I don't know. I just have a lot of needles, so I always keep 2 on hand. The last thing you need is some stuffing. I have this really large box of stuffing, so with that being said, I might do a lot of Omni tutorials. To start, we're going to make a magic ring. There are videos on YouTube about how to do it, so I won't be really going into depth about it. I'm going to chain 1 and then place 6 single crochet within that first ring, within your magic ring. I don't know why I said first ring, but yeah. Pull that closed. Stitch marker, place it right there between the first and last stitch. Now we're going to increase in every previous stitch, so you'll go from 6 stitches to 12 stitches. And this is just working it around, so we'll never chain 1 at the beginning. We'll just continue working. Reach the end of that, you want to move your stitch marker, and now we're going to do 1 single crochet, then increase, 1 single crochet, then increase. Increasing is just putting 2 stitches in 1 space, so we'll go from 12 to 18 since we're increasing in increments of 6. Okay, now we're in our next row. We're gonna single crochet, then increase, single crochet, then increase, and you'll be going from 18 to 24 stitches. But we're on our next row, so we're going from 24 to 30 stitches. I'm gonna single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, then increase. If you don't like to count it, you can just look through the rows. Your first stitch of your increase is where your next increase will go, if that makes sense. But single crochet 3, 2, 3, then increase. Oops. And I'll meet you back at the end of this one. Okay, now we're on row 6, and we'll be going from 30 stitches to 36 stitches. So you're gonna single crochet in the first 4 spaces, then increase. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and increase. And I misspoke. If you want to make sure, like without counting, the second stitch of your increase should be where you'll be working your next increase. So single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, then increase, and I'll meet you once this row is finished. Okay, now that row 6 is finished, yeah, row 6, we're just gonna work a few regular single crochet rows, meaning no increasing. So you'll want to keep 36 stitches, and we're gonna just do regular single crochet rows for 7 rows. So in total you should have 13 rows, 7 of those rows being plain single crochet rows, and 6 of those rows is where we work our increase. But right now we're just forming the body of the jelly. Okay, so I wanted to get one to show you. Right now we're just working on this section, as you see. So yeah, this is our 7 rows, and I'll meet you once my 7 rows are completed. Okay, so now our 7 rows of just increasing are finished. We're just gonna do 1 row of decreasing, so we'll go from 36 stitches to 30. To do that, I do the invisible decrease. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet, and then I'm gonna go into the first loop of 1 stitch, and then the first loop, front loop of the following stitch. Pull through both of those stitches, complete my single crochet. I'll show you again. I'm gonna do 4 regular single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna go into the front loop of the following stitch, then go into the front loop of the stitch after that, pull through both loops, then complete our single crochet. You don't have to do that, but that's the decrease method I love because it's so seamless. But yeah, I'll come to you once this row is finished. Okay, so this is the row you really need to pay attention to. We're gonna work in the front loops only. So I'm gonna slip stitch into the first front loop. I'm gonna skip 2, skip this one, skip this one. Then in the 4th stitch, which will be the next stitch after your 2 skips, we are going to double crochet 6 in that front loop only. After you have those 6 double crochet, we're going to skip this next stitch and we're going to slip into the next front loop. Then we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and place 6 double crochet in the next. Then we're gonna skip 2, no, skip 1, then slip. I have this written down. So basically, you're just gonna wanna skip 2 stitches before you do your double crochet shell, and then after your double crochet shell, you're gonna skip 1 stitch. That in the end, you should be left with 6 shells. If you do not understand this, just leave me a comment. You see, that's all we're doing is making this shell. But if you do not understand, leave me a comment and I will try my best to explain it, because I don't think I'm explaining this clear enough. But yeah, I'm gonna meet y'all once that's finished. Okay, so now that that row is finished, you should have a total of 6 double crochet shells, and we're just gonna slip into front loop of that last stitch we did. I mean, of the first stitch we did. Now you're gonna work in the back loops, and we're just gonna single crochet regular. So you should have a total of 30 stitches once you reach the end. It should be pretty easy to find those stitches, but then again, probably not. So that's all we're doing, is going into the back loops. Just regular single crocheting, no increasing, no decreasing, just working those back loops. So now that we have our regular row completed, we are going to go back to decreasing. So we'll go from 30 stitches to 24. So we're going to single crochet in our first 3 stitches, then do decrease method. My decrease method is the invisible decrease, then single crochet in the next 3, then you're going to decrease all the way until you reach the end. So now we're going to do another decrease row. We'll be going from 24 stitches to 18 stitches. So you're going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches, then do the decrease method of your choice. My decrease method is the invisible decrease, and we're just going to do 2 single crochets, then our single crochet decrease, and I'll meet you once this row is completed. Okay, so now that that row is finished, you should have 18. Yeah, you should have 18 single crochet. We're gonna stuff it now. I'm gonna remove this, make sure that's pulled enough. You do not need that much stuffing at all. I like to lightly stuff, and you do not want to overstuff either, because this piece right here would be like pushed in like that, so it could be pretty flat and can sit if you want it to sit. But yeah, fluff out my stuffing. I don't know how everybody stuffs, so don't judge me on. This is how I stuff my pieces. I always go for lighter stuff, since a lot of my stuff are for kids and babies. I really want it to be firm. I like the like squishiness to it. But when I do stuff, once I put some in, I'm gonna just pull it around to the sides. Then I'm gonna add more to the centerpiece, to the center of it, not the centerpiece. I'm gonna add more to the center. And yeah, you can form it while you're stuffing. Is that enough? Yeah, and that's enough stuffing from my likeness. As you see, still have stuffing left over, even though that wasn't a lot at all. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna do our last row of decreasing. So now we're going to go from 18 stitches to 12. So we're gonna single crochet in that first spot in the first stitch, then we're gonna do a decrease. Oops, and do our decrease. Single crochet 1, then decrease. And I'll meet you once I have that finished. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm just gonna slip stitch into the first stitch that we did. Cut off a little tail. I always do shorter tails. I don't know why, but you can cut off the tail length that you want. With that, get your needle, and we're just gonna close this off. Messing up. Okay, so to close this off, I usually like weave into the front loops only, going through the front of the first front loop, then going through the back way of the second front loop, and just continuing that until I have my row finished. It's pretty easy to do, but I know everybody closes off their pieces differently. This is just how I do mine for my Ami pieces. And once we made it all the way around, it's gonna pull. And what I do is go through some of the stitches that I see in a random order, just to make sure that's kind of secure. Then to prevent this puckering, I go through the middle and stick my hook through. I'm gonna pull it. And when I cut it off, I don't just snip it like this. I pull it a bit more. So when I snip, the yarn gets pulled right back down. Okay, so now we have the head, the body piece done. Now we're gonna work on our tentacles. So I already have some made. This is like my favorite thing to do with crochet, is making curls. I love doing curls so much. Really fun to do. So yeah, I'm gonna show you how I do these curls next. Okay, so for our curls, I'm going down to a 3.5mm hook. Why? I don't know. I'm just doing that. You're gonna make your slip knot and chain 30. Whoops. Your chain length is dependent on you, but I try not to go lower than like an inch plus some, and I'll show you why once I have this finished. So now that we have our chain of 30, in the second loop from the hook, in the second chain from the hook, we're just going to place 3 single crochet. Then we're going to place 3 single crochet in each loop for the next 26 loops. So 26 chains, why I keep saying loops? Y'all know what I mean. So if y'all know what I mean, that's something that matters. So we're going to go in the next 26 chains, and you should end off with 2 remaining chains that you won't do anything with. I'm going to show y'all how this forms though. So remember, you're just going to place 3 single crochet in each chain, and this helps you form your curl. You can see mine forming. So yeah, your piece will get this curl, and as you continue, it'll be a tight curl. So with your 2 remaining chains, you're just gonna slip stitch. Then you're gonna cut off your yarn. If you're not good with sewing, embroidering, weaving, whatever, I suggest you leave a longer tail than what I'm doing. But the reason we did those 2 slip stitches is to give us this little straight piece. So I have here, because I don't want the curls to be like in there. I want it to, like, you know, come out some. But yeah, if you're not good with weaving and sewing, leave yourself a longer tail. A longer starting and ending tail, please. Because this part right here may be a bit hard to understand. well, maybe a bit hard to do, but I'm used to working with shorter tails. I just cut my tail shorter by instinct. So you just find a spot where you want your tentacle to go, weave one tail in, and you're just gonna go through one loop or two. Then you're gonna pull through that. Then you're gonna weave through your second tail. Ooh, come on. Why is it being so complicated? Y'all, off camera, I could thread needles so good. And I don't have on my glasses either, so that may be part of the problem, but there we go. Okay, so now you're gonna come in through a different loop, and you're gonna go in like a diagonal, making your tails form an X, sort of. And now I'm just gonna double knot. For my knots, I go under twice the first time, pull it tight, and then go under once, and then pull it tight. And to hide those tails, we won't cut it short. You just weave your needle again, go through the stitch, come out to one end, and pull it. And I'm gonna do that with this one too. This one's a bit shorter, so I'm just gonna stick my needle in first. Then I'm gonna thread it. Oop, thread it. There we go. And then just come out of the other side. And yeah. I'm gonna do the rest of these off camera, and I'm gonna come back to show you the completed piece. Okay, so now we're finished our jellyfish. Now I go for 4 tentacles, but it's a jellyfish. You can have as many tentacles as you want. So for the tight curls, if you don't really like how that looks, hold it at the top and hold at the bottom, and just pull, and you stretch it out. And see, I'm okay with the loose or tight curls, but I let my customers decide if they want it to be loose. So you just twist it to put it back tight. And as a baby or toddler or whoever plays with it, it'll get looser, but it'll still be curly, which I love. But yeah, our jellyfish, so cute. I love it. I'm doing some in every color to match some baby outfits that I'm also be making. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because I might do some videos for that if y'all want them.